I am probably the most intoxicated that I have ever been while filming an episode, so this is gonna be funny. Fried rice is probably more American than it is Chinese at this point, based on how popular it is in the States. Only problem is, when you have a hankering for that delicious goodness, it usually costs about $9 for an amount of fried rice I could probably fit in my palm. So, in standard Tipsy Walk style, we're gonna learn how to make it at home. So, here's what we have. Pre-made rice that has been put in the fridge overnight. This has been rinsed, this has been soaked. I taught you how to do this already. Check it up here. We have our aromatics, which consist of green onion, ginger, and garlic. Again, I taught you how to do this. I'm not gonna do it again. We have some extra green onion here for garnishing purposes. Protein of choice. Fried rice, you can put pretty much whatever you want in it. It's like the leftovers meal of your Asian repertoire of cooking. If you have Chinese sausages or pork or whatever it is that you want to put in it, go ahead. If you're bougie as and you have shrimp or some other expensive meat, fine, be my guest. Vegetables, same deal. You only have peas and carrots, throw those in. You don't like vegetables? Fine, don't put any vegetables in. It's really up to you. Today, I just happen to have some chicken thigh and some frozen vegetables that I cut up. The important thing about this is, all of this pretty much has to be cut to the same uniform thickness, no matter what it is that you're using, so that it all can cook at the same time and you don't have undercooked chicken and overcooked vegetables, or vice versa. Other than that, you're gonna need an egg, which I don't have. Excuse me. Because this sort of thing tends to be found in all sorts of fried rice and it makes it delicious, so why the hell not? Unless you're, I don't know, allergic to eggs or some sort of weird, you know, everyone is their own human being. You are, of course, also going to need soy sauce. Cause, you know, if you haven't learned by now, I really like soy sauce. I almost just dropped the entire bottle. Good news, folks, this is actually really easy to make. So even if you're an alcoholic degenerate like no one that I know in my life, you can still make it. So two very important things before we start. Number one, if you don't have a big enough pan, you're gonna have to cook this in batches. Number two, you wanna do this on as high as heat as possible, and you want the pan to preheat. I don't know why I did that. Before you actually put anything in there. Reason being is that when they make the fried rice in restaurants, they have these like ridiculous burners that use the fires of hell in order to prepare their food. Oh, and another thing that I forgot, oil, canola, peanut, anything with a high smoke point and that doesn't add too much flavor or any flavor at all to the rice. You want to add about 2 tablespoons of oil, or however much that is. I don't know, I'm drunk. Turn your fan on, obviously. And basically wait for it to get smoking hot. I'm talking Kate Upton in a wet t-shirt contest hot, or I don't know, Hugh Jackman. People have different tastes nowadays. It's 2018. Okay, as you can see, this is smoking pretty intensely right now. So we're just gonna take this chicken and nearly burn down the house. The point is to cook all of this hard and fast, like a, you know what? I should keep this PG-13, so never mind. Stir this around a little bit. If you notice, I have just enough to pretty much cover the bottom of this pot. If you don't, cook in batches. Because if you don't, then your meat is not going to be as stir-fried as you like. But maybe you like soggy and moist meat. I don't know, people have different tastes. Cook it to the point where about most of the pink has disappeared. You're not cooking this fully, you're just giving it, you know, a little bit of a hard sear. Take it away, making sure to leave as much oil as you can. I need a cleaner plate. Mise en place, people. Ow, it hurts, ow. Okay, now take your rice. I'm gonna start by throwing in about half of this, just to see if it covers the bottom. The important thing is to make sure that it is broken up. If it's not refrigerated beforehand, it will clump, which is why you always want to use day-old, maybe 2-day-old rice for this sort of thing. Okay, your rice is frying. Take this out. Add about a tablespoon more of oil. You don't need a terrible amount. You also don't want stuff to fall. Wait for this to start smoking and heating up, which it is. Throw in the rest of your broken up rice. Hear that sizzling? That's a good noise. Take it out. Now, what you're gonna do, you're gonna add your egg. Dump this whole thing back in there. We're gonna make a hole in the center. Pay no attention that my spatula has a hole in the middle. That has nothing to do with anything. I don't know why it's there. Break up the yolk and scramble them a little bit until it starts to solidify, then mix it in. Don't worry if it sticks to the bottom, we'll deglaze that in just a second. We're gonna throw the vegetables in. We are also going to throw in all of the aromatics mixing that around very thoroughly. At this point, if you wanted to drop the heat to, I don't know, about medium high or so, that's fine, because all this stuff is mostly cooked. It's a good way to get buff. Liquids, you don't want to add too much. The flavor is already in there. If you add too much, again, it becomes soggy. You don't want to do that. You're going to start by adding in about a tablespoon of soy sauce to the bottom. You always start with less. If you add too much, you cannot take it away. You can always add more. If you're using light soy sauce, that's perfect. If you're using dark soy sauce, maybe you want to use a little bit less. And if you're at this point already and you've already added in too much dark soy sauce, that's your fault. You only want to stir this around for about a minute or two or so. Throw in a little bit of salt and pepper. Pepper, right there. I'm gonna stir this around a little bit more. And then, that's pretty much it. Let's give it a taste and see what it tastes like. Let's give it a shot, shall we? Color looks good. You got the greens, you got the oranges, carrots, I don't know. The meat is in there. It looks pretty great. Let's give it a shot. I did it with the wrong finger. There you go. Wow, yeah. It's not too moist. It's got just the right amount of flavor. It's a nice base in case you wanted to combine it with something else, like, I don't know, orange chicken or kung pao chicken or whatever it is that you like to order from your neighborhood China garden. It's got vegetables, it's got protein, and it's not entirely unhealthy, depending on how much oil you use. Thanks for tuning in. Hope that I taught you how to make some good fried rice. Don't forget to like, share, blah, 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 whatever, you know what to do, and see you next week. Bye. We have pre-made rice that has been put in the sink, in the frickin' sink. How drunk am I right now? Jesus. As American as you can get with, I didn't really think about this. I don't write this shit down. I just, you know, say it.